Over 2 billion cups of coffee are consumed every single day. But if I were to ask you, how was coffee discovered? Chances are you won't know the answer. But it's not just about discovery. How did coffee become the most addictive drink around the world? And how did it travel from Africa all the way to India in early 17th century? This video is all about that and a lot more. There are approximately 195 countries in the world, and it is safe to say that every single country consumes coffee. It is a universal drink that washes off your laziness and fills you with energy. No other drink has had such an impact on the world as coffee has. But let's start at the very root of how coffee was discovered. This is an amazing story, and you might want to stay till the end to know every bit of it. It is in the heart of Ethiopia, amidst the rugged mountains and dense foliage, the discovery of coffee was made. As it is said in stories, a goat herder named Khalid, he noticed that his goats frolicking after eating from one particular red berries. So much so that his goats wouldn't sleep at night. He was quite curious about it, and so he tried these berries himself, and he realized that this was game-changing. Now Khalid reported this to his local bodies in his village, and they did something unique out of it. The village head realized that it is not possible for human beings to consume berries, and so he came up with an innovative idea. He decided to boil the berries, and because of this innovation, the drink was born. People in Ethiopia started consuming this drink that was made out of boiled berries, and that's how QAHWA was discovered. Soon this news spread across different religious bodies in Ethiopia, and people started realizing just how important it is to keep them awake during the night when they used to pray. But this was just a discovery. What about the next thing? How did coffee travel to the different parts of the world? That's where Yemen comes in. Coffee's made it to Yemen with an incredible hype that it keeps you awake during the night, full of energy. Sufis adopted this. Naturally, Sufis were curious because we know Sufis are known for the night adhkar. So they tried it. Lo and behold, they were shocked. They did not need anything else to keep them awake at the night when they were doing the dhikr. Fast forward 300 years. Now, Yemen had become a hub for the coffee export. In fact, to this day, there is a port in Yemen called Mocha. Now, Sufi saints were responsible to spread the coffee around the Islamic world wherever they traveled. And soon enough, Turkish Ottomans, Iranian Safavids, and Mughals were introduced to coffee. And this entire trading network was based out of a port in Yemen, which is curiously named Mocha. But again, this is just the beginning. The story becomes even more interesting when you learn how it actually spread to European nations and how it reached India. And before we move forward, I want to ask you a quick question. Are you looking to form a connection with Allah? If yes, then you know the best way to do so is Quran. There are so many of us who dream of writing Quran one day. What if I were to tell you that you can start writing Quran within minutes? How, you ask? This is where our Tracing Quran ebook comes in. What is Complete Quran ebook? This is an ebook with grayed out ayah which you can write on using pencils and pen whenever you want. This ebook is based on Uthmani Quran, which means it is 100% authentic. You or your children or your sisters or anyone in your family or friends can write Quran the moment you order it. Because this is an ebook, it comes with 100% flexibility of printing whenever you want, however you want, how many ever times you want. Let's say you want to write Surah Yasin 5 times. That is possible with our Tracing Quran ebook. Just get 5 prints and start writing. No restrictions. And because this is an ebook, you can get it downloaded within minutes of ordering. Begin your journey today and start earning rewards for every letter you write. You can order the ebook from the first link in the description. Now let's get back to the video. From the 15th century to the 18th century, Mocha became the hub from where the coffee would be supplied around the world. But there's one more interesting bit about Mocha, and that is Mocha Sanani. These are specific beans that are known to have a distinct flavor that is not found anywhere else in the world. This specific Mocha Sanani came to be known as Coffee Arabica. Do you know that churches in Christian Europe had banned coffee? They called it a Muslim drink. That's why they didn't want Christians to have it. However, they failed. Which is quite obvious, isn't it? But how did coffee come to Christian lands eventually? It was a Turkish merchant named Pasha Razi, or Pascarossi, if you want to believe in that, who introduced coffee in England in 1650. Now, he started selling it at Greyard Lombard Street in London. You will still find that place in London to this day. And in fact, you'll even find Pascarossi's chest there. 8 years later, another coffee house called Sultan's Head was started in Cornhill. In fact, Lloyd's London, a famous insurance company, was first a coffee shop. I'm sure you will not believe me when I say the consumption of coffee drink was initially based on the traditional methods of how Muslims prepared it. And they did the simple thing, that is, they boiled the berries with water, like I said earlier, which is quite similar to how Ethiopians prepared coffee. Instead of beans, they started adding coffee powder, boiled it with water and sugar, but this left a residue of coffee in the cup because it was not filtered. And so, in 1683, a new way of preparing coffee was discovered. Do you think this is what came to be known as filter coffee? Write down in the comments and let me know what you think. Coffee was not just enjoyed at home, it was also enjoyed at public places. In Iran, these places came to be known as QAHWA, and these began to appear across cities in Iran. The most amazing thing is the popularity of coffee house was unequaled, and people from different strata of society would go there to have a cup of coffee. The first QAHWA opened in the Iranian city of Qazvin, and this was during the Safavids. QAHWA were not just a place where people would come and drink coffee. It was a place to socialize. People would come there to write poetries, sing, dance performances, etc. were also done at QAHWA. And that is how coffee shops or coffee houses became a place where people would come to share information. I'm sure you would have heard many political revolutions started at the coffee houses. Here's another amazing story of how India was introduced to coffee. In 1670, a brave Muslim named Baba Badun brought coffee to India. It's not just that he brought coffee to India, it's about how he managed to do so. You see, stealing coffee was punishable by death during those days. So people were prohibited from bringing coffee anywhere. So what this man did was he took 7 beans of coffee and hid them in his beard. Of course, nobody would touch a Muslim's beard, especially in the Arab countries. And he then smuggled those beans to India and set up a farm in Chikmagalur in Karnataka. There is no country that is untouched by the mesmerizing taste and the effect it has on a human body. In fact, I would go on to say that there is no other drink that even competes with coffee to this day. So the question begs, will there be another drink that will replace the stature of coffee that we have in the modern world? Only time will tell. I hope you've liked the video. I'm sure there are many shortcomings in the video. Please point them out. This was my first attempt of making a long format YouTube video. I will learn with time, but I'm looking forward to your feedback. And do not forget to get your own copy of Tracing Quran ebook. You'll find it as the first link in description and in pinned comments. Start your journey and earn rewards with every letter you write. Assalamu alaikum.